been able to get about a tenth of you in there. So I'm very grateful you all took the time to be here. I thought this would be my last swearing in as mayor, but I have two people, Supervisor Duffy, tomorrow that I'm going to quietly swear in. But this is the last public swearing in of my time and tenure as mayor. I do hear some claps over the other side, but I'm glad I didn't hear any on this side. Some of you picked up. I am very thankful, in particular, so many department heads are here at Harrington, among others. Of course, our city attorney, Dennis Herrera, who was kind enough to take time from his schedule to be here, and Phil Ting, our assessor, and of course, Beverly Hayon, ubiquitous supervisor, and so many leaders, particularly from the labor community, Mr. Polson, among many others, my chief of staff, Steve Cabo, and in particular the rank and file of my favorite local, 261. For you, Vincent. Appropriately so. I am pleased to be swearing in 6 individuals, and I am honored that 2 were just recently and overwhelmingly supported by the Board of Supervisors, as a number of their other applicants were rudely rejected for purely political purposes. But I'm over that. But I needed to state that publicly. But that's sometimes the way some people act. When they can't make the right decisions, they make sometimes the wrong ones. But they made, in this case, the right ones. But the 2 of you, and overwhelmingly supported Vince Courtney to the Public Utilities Commission, and last, because that's not fair to the other commissioners. I know poor Jason, he doesn't even have a friend here. And Leona Bridges, you know, Leona.
Delta Sigma Theta. Outsider, man.
Our collegiate expert. You know, we talk about behavioral health and mental health, and I say that in the context of anyone that wishes to serve on the MTA board. Leona clearly passed the test, and I'm grateful she did. It's a pretty remarkable thing with all the internecine warfare as it relates to public transit in our city and the challenges of dealing with, what, $220 million of state cuts in the last couple of years. You know, people forget that. We'd be running surpluses at Muni, truly surpluses, had the state not gone in and drawn down close to $250 million. That became the biggest challenge and your biggest frustration in the last few years. And so we're navigating through that. The state and the voters, you locked in that money in the future, which is significant. They can't raid those transit dollars, but that's been the struggle. And so we're going to be on a much firmer footing in the future, and Leona will be a big part of the new direction, particularly now with the transit effectiveness plan that has been done, so we have real information to which we can make decisions about augmentation and changes. And that's the first time in over 3 decades. Ed Harrington was a big part of that when he was controller, and so many others in my office worked diligently to get that done with the folks at the MTA. And I think I really do feel more optimistic than ever about Muni. It's a hard thing to say, right? But I do about its fate and future. So Leona, you will be a big part of that. Beverly Hayon. Beverly is really... This is a big deal. The mayor gets one appointment to the Ethics Commission. And the Ethics Commission is a big deal, particularly when a lot of elections are going to take place, the mayor's race, all these things, all that public financing, and you got to make sure everything's being done above the fray. We had a great meeting yesterday and talked about integrity and honesty, calling balls and strikes. Even if your friends are on the other side, you got to stand up and do the right thing. And Beverly was ahead of me on all these things, and I gave this a lot of thought and did not make a precipitous decision in terms of this appointment. And I'm very grateful that Beverly said yes, and I'm also grateful if you would all give her a big round of applause because it's her birthday. Lorna Randlett for many, many years. Anyone in city government knows Lorna because she was around in the old days of the school district that were very different days, challenging days. Tom Shea, you remember all this. That we're all not all getting along over there at the school board, former superintendent in the city. It was challenging, and Lorna always stood out as someone who's trying to bridge those gaps and trying to navigate through Arlene Ackerman and the transfer and all that intrigue and all those challenges. And she's been doing some amazing work with an organization that only does good work and focuses on best practices, a big firm, McKinsey, that is a great think tank. And we have been talking for some time about what a good commission would be, and I'm very honored because she's an advocate for gender equality, an advocate for women's rights, an advocate for girls, and we thought appropriate to appoint her to the Commission on the Status of Women. So, Lorna, thank you. I see Francesca Vitor, who was our first director of the Department of Environment. I had an opening at the Department of Environment, and there's this young guy that is driving a lot of us crazy because he's eager, enthusiastic, engaged, and he plays above his weight, figuratively, not literally, though sometimes literally. And that's Jason Elliott, who I'm very honored. He's been my policy guy, and I'm just gonna, at peril of being judged to be braggadocious, I will put up the work we've done on the environment against any big city in the United States of America, working together with the board and other community leaders. I'm really proud, Joanna and others, proud of the work we have done, and I have great confidence that Jason will continue that work well beyond my tenure. I will ask each of you, if you could, to stand up if you wish, sit down if you must, but to raise your right hand, which I insist upon. And I'll do the repeat after me, and I'll say I, and then you'll state your name and go down the road, and then at the end I'll say during such time as you hold the position of, and you will say a member of the MTA. You got it. Vince, you got it? I.
Leona Bridges. That's Courtney. Jason Elliott.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. And during such time as I hold the position as a member
Public Utilities Commission.
Commission on the Environment.
Ethics Commission.
for the city and county of San Francisco.
The City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.